Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. As always, I'm Kobe. I got Mike with me. How we doing, man?
I'm still recovering, man. Still recovering from that ugly, rainy loss that my team gave up. But hey, we're looking on. It's Dallas week. We're looking on.
Okay. Yeah.
But as always, we'll first get into top five and five,
I got five
where
on
we
it.
discuss some topics that are going on in the league.
hmm
And first, we'll start off with Mike Tomlin. He has some choice words for your Browns making that trade.
yeah. Uh, I have some choice words for them as well, but not the same as Coach Tomlin's. No, he made a
hmm
good point. He said they must know something he doesn't know. We brought in Flacco to be our QB1. Obviously, things didn't go as planned, but just to ship him right away to a division rival who I
Mm,
think he said who is heavily in need of a starting quarterback. I don't know. You always know people are going to get traded, but you very rarely see them get traded to a division rival. And, Bengals didn't win that game, but Flacco didn't look too bad.
yeah, Flacco looked pretty good. But yeah, I mean his words were warranted. It's kind of strange you would trade away, somebody who was your number one quarterback, but in the division. But all right, next we'll get into our NFL teams failing these young quarterbacks. This is another head coach that was fired from a number one drafted quarterback.
Uh, It's always hard to say if a team is actually failing their rookie
Mm,
quarterback, especially when they're a year one starter. I mean,
mm.
these teams have top picks for a reason. Like, they aren't good. So bringing in a rookie quarterback and throwing him out there right away, this is a risk you're always going to take. Um, but usually the coach takes the fall for it. But it does seem like there is a little bit of a pattern. They bring in a fresh head coach, a fresh mind. I don't know if that's a new attitude in the locker room, but some of these guys do seem to turn around. But I don't know if you can really say teams are failing these young
Hmm.
guys.
Yeah, and I think lately some of these teams haven't been kind of starting over with a new GM and new head coach when they draft a new QB. They kind of leave that bad coach hanging around, and then they draft a QB, and then they fire the coach later. But another one bites the dust. Next, we have the Ravens. Ravens are 1-5. Should they get rid of Harbaugh or keep him around?
Well, we're finally starting to see what this Ravens team really is without Lamar Jackson. I mean, you brought in Derrick Henry, which is, a big boost to the run game. But even without Lamar there, he's not really doing anything. And it's hard to say that if Harbaugh should be fired or not because the Ravens are a playoff team and a threat to win
Hmm.
the AFC every single year. I know they haven't, but I don't know if a new coach is going to take them up to the next level or not, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Harbaugh is a good coach. They just had a lot of injuries, and then when you're starting QB, that's a MVP caliber QB is hurt, you're not gonna have much success. So I think they should keep him around. Um, Meltdown in Miami. I mean, Tua, said a lot, kind of put out their dirty laundry in the media. What do you think about Miami right now?
And I think Miami's in shambles. I mean, Tua has been like knocked unconscious for this team how many times now, and I,
Hmm.
obviously there's something going on behind the scenes. Like Mike McDaniel, he's not answering questions directly. The fact Tua is saying players are late to player only meetings or not showing up for video calls, and uh, that is all just a recipe for disaster. And yeah, I don't know. There's got to be changes coming soon in that organization.
Yeah, I think they just need to strip the whole team down, starting from the top. GM, head coach, and quarterback. I think they just need to try to rebuild, start over. The players aren't going to follow Tua or that head coach. I just think they need a rebuild at this point. And finally, MVP season for Baker. What you think?
Well, it seems like over the last couple years, the MVP has been a quarterback award. So you look at the quarterbacks in the league right now, how many teams are successful, uh, and then you look at those successful teams, how many of them are due to the quarterback play. And I don't know, Baker just looks like the heart and soul of that Tampa Bay team right now. They keep rolling, and he is having an unbelievable season. And I would say, as of right now, Baker is definitely MVP.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of their wins are because of him. They had a lot of injuries, and he kind of put the team on his back. So I think this is his year to win MVP. All right. And speaking of Baker, we'll get into his game. 49ers at Bucks. Bucks won this one kind of easily at the end, 30-19. They improved to 5-1 on the season.
Yeah, looking at the stats of this game, obviously impressive numbers from Baker, the run game, but what you don't see in the stats here is, I believe it was like a 3rd and 14 or something like that, where Baker dropped back, kind of got wrapped up for a sack by 2 different guys, broke free, started running down the sideline, got the defense going with the pump fake, got hit again, and reached out for the first down. Like those are the plays like that an MVP makes.
Yeah,
he's doing everything in his ability to win these games, and that was without Mike Evans, Godwin, Ibuka got hurt that game, and he's still finding ways to win for this team.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, he's kind of doing it all himself. Yes, the defense is still pretty good. Todd Bowles, he always puts together a good defense. But Baker, I mean, right now he's playing like the best QB in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, with the injuries that they had last week, your top 2 receivers, didn't even play, and then your stud rookie gets hurt in the game. You don't have him. What does he do? He just throws it to his number 4, 5, 6, and 7th receiver, and and they go off. So yeah, Baker is having an unbelievable season, and I mean the Buccaneers seem like that team to beat in the NFC. They're not scared to play anybody. I feel like that loss against the Commanders last year in the playoffs kind of fueled them, but they're going to be tough, even more tough to beat the later we get in the season. As for the 49ers, it's hard for me to judge the 49ers. I mean, Mac Jones is, I mean, he put up solid numbers, but he did show why he was a backup with those 2 interceptions. Yeah, he's and they had another injury. Was it Warner? I think fractured ankle, so he's done. So
yeah,
a lot of question marks for the 49ers.
Yeah, and that's been a lot of talk for the 49ers since week 1, was just injuries. The receiving core being banged up, George Kittle leaving now, some injuries on defense. I mean, the 49ers still aren't in a bad spot. They're 4-2. I don't know if Purdy should be back soon, but as of the last couple of weeks, we were saying, like, Mac Jones says, "Oh, I'm not the starter of this team," but he was going out there showing he was capable to be a starter on this team. I mean, he still threw for almost 350 yards, but yeah, costly turnovers with a banged up team. But again, the Buccaneers at the end made it look like it wasn't as close as it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as they have McCaffrey and they found that stud receiver Bourne out of free agency, got him off the couch. He's putting up. I think he had 100-yard receiving games each game that he's played so far for the 49ers. But he's been playing lights out. But they faced a tough Falcons team, who had a big win this week. So, and it doesn't get any easier for the Bucs either. They play at Detroit this week. Next, we're not going to stay too long on this one. I'm still feeling some type of way. But Commanders basically let this one go. They lost by 1 point in this game. 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, one on the handoff, and then Bill Krosky-Merritt fumble early in the game. And then I believe our first drive, Jaden threw an interception, tried to force the ball into a tight window, but costly game, a lot of mistakes. Defense was horrible. Gave up big plays at the end when we knew that they were going to run a ball. We couldn't stop anything. And Swift seems like he always has a career game against us. 14 carries, 100 on the ground, 67 receiving. We couldn't do anything right, and with me saying all that, we still had a chance to win the game if we just ran out the clock. So tough loss. But now we have to move on to Dallas, but we shouldn't have lost this game.
Yeah, I've been saying the last couple of weeks that the Commanders' success is going to rely on their defense. But I mean, in a close game like that, I don't know. It just seemed like, just looking at the numbers, I was out of town all week. I didn't get to see a lot of these games actually played out. But just going by the numbers there, with Jaden's 3 touchdowns and everything, like that looks like a win on paper to me.
Yeah.
But
Yep. But turnovers would do it. 3 turnovers. Bears were mistake free. They hit all their kicks. We had 3 turnovers and a missed field goal. So
oh man,
I mean, we definitely gave that one away, and only to lose by a point, but got to bounce back from that one. And next we have Browns at Steelers. Browns went into Pittsburgh, came up short, 23-9.
Yeah. I think I said this in a previous episode that we have moved on from the Flacco area, and me and all these other like Cleveland personalities that I follow, we are all calling for the end of the Kevin Stefanski era.
Mhm.
I mean, Dylan, 29 of 52 for 221. I read somewhere that he averaged 4.3 yards per attempt. Like, I don't get how you're losing this game and refuse to take shots down the field. I couldn't find it again, but I did hear he only had 4 passes over 10 yards in the air. I know you want, a rookie QB. You want to keep the playbook simple, but you also want to win the football game. That's what's that old? We play to win the game. Like,
Yeah.
you can't do that running screen pass. And again, same issues with Flacco. You do make a good pass. Jerry Jeudy drop, and Njoku drop. Like these all add up, and I don't know. And I thought maybe we could take advantage of the Steelers' defense a little bit, which seemed to be lacking. That didn't happen. Rodgers was slinging that thing around. DK Metcalf was toying with defenders all game. But man, I don't. But I will say this: moving on to next week, home against the Dolphins.
That's a get right game right there.
Stefanski versus McDaniel, coach gets fired match. This is like a WWE.
Oh yeah.
This is like a WWE like contract hanging, like like these guys.
The belt is up in the air.
And I did look. I was like, boy, two terrible teams. We are home. Let me check the spread. Browns -3. We are favored this week, baby.
Yep. And it might be only because you're home. Whole team is a little favor.
That is the only reason.
But yeah, like you said, I mean, Browns, even if, Gabriel can't, if no one is open, you still just got to try. Just throw it deep. You might get a flag called.
Exactly.
It gets back. Yeah, it backs the defense up off of the line. You can see that Judkins only had 36 yards rushing. Steelers probably had everybody up on the line because they knew Gabriel wouldn't throw it deep. And like you said, Rodgers is still having a great season. Very accurate. And like you said, Metcalf doing, Metcalf things. And you look up, the Steelers are already 4-1. No, competition or no threat in sight in the division. And then they have another game at Cincinnati where they can just easily go up 5-1. I mean, and then you have a little bye to rest up, but Steelers are set themselves up to possibly win that division.
Yeah, I think they have the
Uh,
division on lock already, but I mean, I guess anything can happen. But also, Gabriel got sacked 6 times that game,
Mm.
so offensive line just not holding up, and that was part of the issue with Flacco, him just
Mhm.
standing in the pocket like a statue. But Gabriel's not moving around back there any better. But we got the bye
Mhm.
week coming up in a couple weeks, and then I think it might be
Might
Shador time.
be.
So
Yeah, I mean, he thought he was getting in this game with a couple of seconds left in the game. He was pacing on the sideline. I guess he
yeah,
thought he
there
was
was no
getting in,
reason.
but
I mean, there was no reason not to put him in, but there was really no
yeah,
reason to put him in either. But
it would have just started more
it
controversy or
would
more
have, yeah,
questions. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Next, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Took a L against the Panthers, 30-27. This was a bad loss for the Cowboys. Didn't expect for the Panthers to go off, but Dowdle, he put the team on his back and had a great game.
Yeah, and this has been the epitome of this Dallas team. Uh,
Hmm.
it's actually funny. Like the Browns have the best defense and the worst offense. The Cowboys have the worst defense and the best offense. So,
Yep.
so I think if you would just combine these two teams, we could either there's going to be a super team and then just a
Hmm.
toilet bowl team if you combine them.
Hmm.
But Dak's doing his thing. We just talked about Baker maybe being MVP. Dak's having an MVP year as well. Like,
Hmm.
compared to like the usual candidates like Josh Allen and Mahomes and those guys, Dak's playing great. Pickens had another big game in the absence of CeeDee Lamb, but
Hmm.
the defense just kind of let Bryce Young and Rico Dowdle just have their way with them, and you're not going to win a lot of games like that.
Yeah. Cowboys, they definitely prioritize offense this year when they traded away Parsons, and that's going to be their Achilles heel, I think. Doesn't matter, how many touchdowns Prescott scores. He had 3 this week. He's not really turning the ball over either, but and Pickens, he's still having a great season as well, being a primary target, but they couldn't get the run game going. It looked like Carolina Panthers, that was their main focus to stop. They probably figured they couldn't stop that passing offense, but they did want to stop one aspect of their offense. So, and if you're able to put up points against the Cowboys, you could win the game. So good game for the Panthers at home. We'll see if they can carry that on when they face the Jets. If they keep running the ball like they did, I don't see why they can't have success. And I'm surprised. And now we're sitting up, and the Panthers are 3-3. That's who would have thought.
Yeah.
So they're and that's a bad. Well, I'm not gonna say bad division because of the Bucks, but you got
Well,
the Saints in
yeah.
that division. Falcons still trying to find themselves. So that's a really good win for the Panthers. Hopefully, hopefully my Commanders can capitalize this week. We'll see. Um, Now we have the Patriots at Saints. Patriots get another win against a bad Saints team. What do you think about this one? Drake May look really good in this one.
Yeah, another good win for the Patriots, and I don't know if it's crazy to say or not. Is Drake May creeping up in the MVP race? I mean, we just talked about how MVP award goes to a quarterback, the
Mhm.
best quarterback on like a good team, and yeah, he's going out there. Another 3 touchdown game for him. They didn't run the ball very much because they didn't have to. Uh,
Mhm.
and yeah, the Saints they're going to be battling the Browns for the number 1 pick next year. I also don't think Spencer Rattler has very many games left as a starter. I know they drafted that rookie that everyone was kind of skeptical about, but I think his time's coming soon.
Hmm.
And you see Kamara's name in all these trade rumors, but he says he wants to stay there. So I, I,
Crazy.
I don't know why, because they said like a team like the Chiefs or somebody like that.
Commander.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I
But
don't know.
yeah,
I think you can almost chalk the Saints up for almost like a bye week every week until we see something different. But yeah,
yeah.
Patriots look good right now.
Hmm. Yeah, Patriots look really good. And I mean that 2024 uh draft as far as QBs is probably going to go down as one of the best QB drafts that we had. I mean, it seemed like all of those QBs are in that first round. Um, we still don't know about JJ McCarthy, but um, Drake May, JD, Caleb,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean that draft is really good. And Drake May, I mean, he's trying to show that maybe he was the best QB in that draft. That running game this week was not there. Henderson didn't do anything, and yet they were able to find a way to win. Drake May having 3 touchdowns, a couple yards on the ground, and yeah, that defense is pretty good too. So the schedule is helping the Patriots out. Also, they did have that tough game against the Bills that they won, but they also have a last place type of schedule. So and they're taking advantage of that. And next we have the Bills. Ugly loss this week facing the Falcons. They couldn't get anything going. And yet, Robinson, he was their bell cow on the ground, through the air, and Penix. I mean, he's looking pretty good this year as well.
Yeah, we talked about the Bills loss last week, and we were talking about how they weren't turning the ball over, and I think they turned the ball over twice last week. I can't remember, but 4 turnovers from Josh Allen this week, and
Mhm.
we've talked about how this Bill team is capable of going as far as Josh Allen can carry them. And I mean, like when he is on, he is on. He is probably the best football player in the league,
Mhm.
and he's able to carry this team. But 180 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and there was 2 fumbles lost.
Mhm.
That's a very uncharacteristic game for him. But back-to-back weeks now where they have turned the ball over. So I don't know. The Bills not really being the Bills, and yeah, the Falcons. Bijan is just like a do-it-all back right now, and Penix being a young quarterback, not going out there and or going out there and not turning the ball over is a good
Mhm.
sign for them. And the Falcons are sitting right behind Tampa Bay in that division, so
Yeah.
that I mean that could be something to look forward to for them.
Hmm. Yeah, I think right now, Bijan, he's showing that he is the best running back in the league right now. He can do it all on the ground, shifty. He can catch the ball. He's a good blocker, and he shows that he's reliable. He rarely fumbles the ball. But the Falcons have kind of everything you want in a up and coming young team. You have a
Hmm.
young quarterback, you have your running back, you have a stud wide receiver. He had over 150 yards. And in that defense, you see why they drafted 2 edge rushers in the first round.
Yeah,
They're getting that defense together. So Falcons are kind of setting themselves up to be pretty good for years to come. So we'll see. Um, I think it's a perfect time for a buy as well for the Bills.
yeah,
They need to fix some things, and this buy is coming at a good time for them.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And lastly, we have the Lions at the Chiefs. I didn't see this one coming. Chiefs winning 30-17. Mahomes is kind of putting this Chiefs team on his back.
Yeah, 4 total touchdowns for Mahomes. He's starting to look like the Mahomes of old. But
Mhm.
we've been kind of ragging on the Chiefs this year. I know they're sitting at 3-3, which is below their expectations. But yeah, I was really surprised when they were three and a half point favorites going into this game. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's probably just because they're at home. I was like, this Lions team is much better than the Chiefs. The offense is better, the defense is better. But man, they came out, and now the Chiefs are the Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
and they should have Rice coming back soon, and they're usually pretty active around the trade deadline as well. I don't know. This is a tough spot for the league right now if the Chiefs can figure it out and get rolling.
Yeah, I think Rice, when he comes back, he's going to be that last infinity stone that they need to really win this division. Because you see Kelsey, first couple weeks, we didn't know where he was, and now he's making plays. Their leading receiver this week, getting 78, old yards, but he was able to help Mahomes out. And Mahomes, I mean, he's still, he's probably still their leading rusher on the season. But put up 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that defense is stepping up as well to really hold that Lions offense to only 17 points. Chiefs are going to be right in it, like they always are at the end of the season. And this week, it doesn't get any tougher. They have a Raiders team coming in to Arrowhead. So, and the Lions is only getting tougher for them. They play the Bucks this week. So, we'll see. All right. All right. And next we will get into our extreme rankings.
Should
We're
be
gonna
some
see
changes this week.
Yeah, a lot of the teams we had up here last week had some recent struggles. And we can see if we had some changes, but yeah, let's get into it. First, coming in at number 5, we have Seattle Seahawks. Been playing pretty good. There a couple losses came to some good teams. I know they lost to, I believe, the Bucks and the Rams, I believe, but Seahawks are really good. Early on in the season.
Yeah, Jacksonville was coming off that big win against Kansas City, and we started talking like, hey, maybe Jacksonville's got that. They have what it takes to get to the next level. And then Seattle came in, won that game. Last week they lost 38-35 to the Buccaneers, who are one of the best teams. And they lost week 1 to the 49ers, who are also a pretty decent team. So, yeah, Darnold's doing his thing still, coming off of what he was doing last year in Minnesota. Jackson Smith and Jigba, after losing Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, you kind of think like, does he have what it takes to be the true number 1 on that team? He's filling that role perfectly. Cooper Kupp is still a decent role player, and when they have to, it seems like they can run the ball pretty well too. So they're a very well-rounded team.
Yeah, I agree. They're good in all facets: offense, defense, special teams. Seahawks is a nice surprise, and they're going to really mix it up in that NFC West. Next, coming in at number 4, we have New England Patriots, playing really, really, really good right now. Drake May is having an unbelievable season so far.
Yeah, we literally just talked about him, and the Bills coming off 2 straight losses, 1 against the Patriots. The Patriots could also make a run at their division. I mean, we talked about Buffalo getting that bye they needed, but I think if the Patriots can just continue to be turnover free, that's going to be the key for them to keep on winning games.
Yeah, I agree. If they continue to do what they're doing, get that defense together and kind of work on that running game, they'll be pretty good throughout the season. Next, coming in at number 3, we have Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, good on defense, good on offense. Aaron Rodgers is turning back the clock, and they're just running away with that division.
Yeah, one of the few divisions that doesn't really seem up for grabs. They're just doing everything necessary to win this game. And there's been a lot of reports that the Steelers will be active around the deadline to bring in a wide receiver 2 opposite of DK. And yeah, I know they had George Pickens and traded him away, but Pickens wasn't working out. You know, there was an attitude problem there or something. So I don't think he would really be contributing this much anyway. But yeah, the Steelers are looking good, and if they can get better at the deadline, they are definitely one of the top teams in the AFC right now.
Yeah, for sure. And next, coming in at number 2, another surprise. Indianapolis Colts. Wasn't expecting them to be this good this year coming into it, but Colts are really good. Again, running away with the division. Daniel Jones is having a MVP type season. Colts are really good this year.
Yeah, when we first started doing these rankings, the Colts were not in the top 5. Then we couldn't believe they snuck into the top 5, and now they've worked their way up to number 2. I mean, you mentioned it. Daniel Jones is, MVP, comeback player of the year candidate. Jonathan Taylor, maybe outside of Bijan Robinson, is one of the best running backs in the league right now. The rookie tight end Tyler Warren has been coming into form. The Colts are scary. The Colts are tough.
Oh yeah, especially in that division. No threat in sight. So yeah, Colts are really good this year. And then coming in at number 1, the new number 1, Tampa Bay Bucks. They're definitely playing like the best team in the league right now. And Baker, it has a lot to do because of him. So Bucks coming in at number 1.
Yeah, we just talked about it. Baker's probably the best quarterback on one of the best teams right now. The defense is solid week in and week out. They win all the close games. When we had the Bills and the Eagles 1 and 2 for a while, it was kind of like a 1A, 1B kind of thing. Even with the Colts sitting at 2, I think the Buccaneers are the clear-cut number 1 team right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, a lot of changes this week with the rankings. I like to see it, man. A lot of teams you didn't really realize or didn't think that would be this good this year, shaking it up.
Yeah, it's nice to see like some new teams up in here. I mean, Seattle hasn't been really relevant since Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson and that dominant defense. The Patriots, obviously, since Tom Brady. The Steelers since Roethlisberger. The Colts since Peyton Manning and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Since the John Gruden days, Warren Sapp and all those guys. So it's kind of nice to see a resurgence going on here.
Yeah. All right. Another great week. Another great recap episode. Yeah, and like we said, a lot of shakeups with those rankings, but yeah, that'll do it for another episode of the Extreme Mediocrity Sports Show. As always, please subscribe to the channel. You helped us get to meet our goal of 100 plus subscribers.
Thank you.
So we're on. Yeah, thank you very much. We're on the way to reaching that 200 subscriber mark. And also like the video, comment, let us know what you thought about the games that we discussed, and if you would probably change those rankings up. Do you think that the Bucks are the best team? Do you think that the Seahawks should have made it in the top 5? Let us know. And until next time, we'll see you next time. Peace.
See ya.